Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, we need one more.
We need one more?
Yeah.
Oh, you can have the big rolling sheet.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you get the fancy one.
Thanks. It's kind of dark.
I know, it is dark. Okay.
Oh, pink too.
A little bit. Alright. Try to get done as quick as we can, Chad. If you get some semblance of normal life again, as much as can be expected. Yeah, okay. Basically, we just wanted to kind of talk about what we talked about the first time we talked to you. Just kind of go over, your experiences, what you saw, what you heard that night. Just kind of maybe, and probably a few questions we want to clarify that at the time we didn't know to maybe ask at the time, and just kind of clarify some things. You and Mike lived together in Satellite Beach, correct? Okay.
And how long have y'all lived together?
We've been living together probably about 2.5 years of the 3.5 years we've been together.
So you've been together 3.5, lived
Yeah.
together 2.5. Do you have any kids in common or anything like that? Okay. And the plan was to go up on Thursday?
We went up on Thursday evening after Thanksgiving dinner with my son, and we stayed the night there Thursday evening, and then went to the wedding on Friday.
Okay, so you stayed at the hotel, the same one you stayed at all week, the Sheraton?
That's correct.
Correct, okay. So you get there Thursday, check in, and then the next day is the wedding. What time was the wedding at?
4 o'clock.
4. Did you have a room booked the whole time? Do you remember? Did you have a book night? Were you already do you already have the hotel booked like Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday?
No, actually, at first we had the reservation for just Friday, but then we took into consideration is we decided to bring Charlie with us, our
Your
pup,
dog.
and so we figured, generally you can't check in until to the hotels until like around 3 or 4. The wedding being at 4, could we get an early check-in? And Mike said, why don't we just go up Thursday night? That way we don't have to worry about all that.
Right.
And then we were going to St. Augustine on Saturday.
Right. Okay. Where in St. Augustine were you guys going to go?
We had a place reserved at the Casablanca Inn. It's bed and breakfast.
Okay. Okay, so you guys go through Thursday. Friday you get up. Just normal around the hotel.
We went out for breakfast.
Okay. And then you guys go down to the wedding. Okay. You remember where the wedding was?
Let me think about this. Orange
Park?
Orange Park, yeah, I believe that's
Okay, it's in Orange Park. Do you remember, was the reception and the wedding at the same place?
Yes, it was. And it was, the only thing is, I don't know the name of the place, but it was like an older house.
An older house.
It was, kind of like...
Like the old Southern style?
Yeah, and it was on the water.
It was on the water?
Yeah.
Well, how big a wedding was it?
Oh, gosh.
A lot of people?
No, really, no, just, close family friends.
Maybe 20, 30 people, something like that?
I would say, yeah, definitely under 50.
Under 50,
Yeah.
okay. And so the wedding was at 4, and you all were at the wedding until roughly what time do you think?
I guess right around maybe 7, maybe a little after 7.
Okay.
We left before the cake, but Charlie's not used to being alone.
Gotcha.
But, that for that long of a time.
You left him in the room?
We left him at the hotel,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. You want to get back to take care of him?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to wonder why you hadn't stayed longer
Right.
than you had. So you need to get back for Charlie. So you guys are going to leave. Were you drinking at the wedding?
Yes.
Okay. What were you drinking at the wedding?
I had a glass of red wine and then about 2 rum and cokes.
2 rum and cokes. Did they have bar service, or was it make
Yes.
your own?
No, it was bar service.
Bar service. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they make them strong? Or they make
No,
them
no.
not at all?
No,
Okay.
because I usually, I'm not a alcohol, like,
Hard liquor drinker.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
and I don't really drink red wine either.
Okay.
And they didn't have any wine,
Okay.
white, so.
That's where you went with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mike had a few drinks there.
He did, too.
Also.
How many do you think Mike had?
I don't think he had more than 3. If he had 4, that would be more
Okay.
than I think he would have.
Okay.
And they weren't big drinks. I mean, they were in like glasses like this.
Right. Okay.
So.
Okay. And there was a toast also? Was there any kind of champagne toast
Yes,
or anything
there
like
was
that?
a champagne toast.
Okay.
But I don't think he drank his. He doesn't like champagne.
Okay. Did does Mike does he drink normally? I mean, is it normal just to drink, has a few drinks at dinner?
Yeah.
It's not an unusual thing
Not at all.
for him to drink. Okay. Does he ever drink to excess?
Oh, yeah.
He does?
Yeah.
Okay. That day, was he was he feeling good? How much, could you tell the alcohol was having an effect on him at all?
No, but he was in very good spirits because of what had happened at the wedding.
Because his son was married?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's feeling good?
Yes, he is.
Okay, because of the situation and what occurred.
Right.
But you didn't know you weren't concerned getting in a car with him?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
So, you guys leave the wedding, and driving back, you decide to stop at the gas station because you want to get a bottle of wine and chips.
That's correct.
Correct. Okay. So you guys pull in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when he pulls in next to the red SUV. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It was already there.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. And was the music playing?
Yes.
Okay. The music's playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's the bass music playing. And does Mike make comment about the fact about the music playing? What did he say?
He said, "Ugh, I hate that bug music."
Okay. And that's, he's expressed that concern in the past.
Yes.
It annoys him to hear that
Yes.
music.
And then I said, "Yes, I know."
Okay. But you said it would be out of character for him, if I remember correctly the first time, it would be out of character for you to know him to actually say something to somebody.
Exactly.
He would normally just kind of deal with it and be like, "Oh, I can't wait till I can pull off and be done with this." Okay. When you all pull up, is he originally going to get out? Does he start to get out of the car at all? Like he's going to go in with you?
I don't think so, because I asked him, no, did I ask him? No. I asked him if he, let me think about this.
Take a minute.
Okay. No, I asked him if he wanted anything, and he said no.
Okay.
And then he got his wallet and gave me.
Okay. So the plan the whole time was to have you just run in and...
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really like a plan.
Okay.
You know, sometimes he'll get out with me, but I was just going in for wine, so there was really no reason for him to go in with me.
Could you tell, when he pulled in, were the vehicles on his side, were they pretty close? You didn't make notice of how close he parked to him?
No.
Fair enough. You go inside at that point, and you just find your chips, find the wine you're looking for. You go up to the counter to pay.
Right.
And the first thing to you to alert that something's out of the norm is hearing the sounds of the gunshots, which everybody's kind of like confused at first.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't hear any argument? Okay. You didn't hear any kind of verbal confrontation of any kind?
No.
Okay. You hear the gunshots go off at first, and you kind of just didn't really know what was...
No. I asked the cashier, what was that?
Okay.
And she said, I don't know.
Okay. And then there's another volley of shots. At that point, kind of, what do you see and what do you...
Well, I believe at that time I was handing her my money, and the sounds happened again, and that's when because there's a window there, that's when she said, that guy's got a gun. And I turned around, and all I could see was Michael.
Right.
And his car door was open, and he was kind of like facing out the car door.
Okay. Was he still, did it look like he's still seated in the car?
Yes.
Okay, but he had, like, if I'm in a seat, he kind of opens the door up and kind of spins out so you can see his body out. Like, did it look like his upper body was leaning out, or how much of him could you see?
It looked like he was, like, maybe, all right, so
You
this
could-
is it.
yeah.
It was like, he was like this.
Kind of put a leg out and kind of...
Yeah. Now, I don't know if his leg was out. I couldn't see that, but
Okay.
that's the way it looked to me.
It appeared to you that to be in the position he was in probably puts a leg out. Okay. So what is the conversation in the store at that time?
Well, so I start walking towards the door, and the cashier said, again, he has a gun. And now, I didn't know if she was talking about Michael,
Right.
because I didn't see a gun.
Okay.
But I kind of told her, it's okay, it's Michael.
Right.
You know, so
Okay.
don't be worried.
Right.
Everything's fine. It's Michael out
Right.
there. And so I opened the door, and he said, get in the car. And I don't know if I said what, or if I said anything, or if I just hesitated. And he said, get in the car. But he was, you know, he just had that sound in his voice, you know, of urgency. Yeah. And so I got in the car.
You never saw him with the gun when you looked outside?
No. No, I did not see a gun in his hand.
Okay. But you know he has one?
Yes, I do know. He's
right.
had that gun in his car for years.
For years?
Yes.
Okay, so doesn't shock you that he was able to retrieve. You know it's there.
I know it's there.
You know how to use it?
I don't know if I've shot that one or not. He has a number of, I say a number, it sounds a lot, but he's got a few different kinds, and honestly I can't tell you one over the other.
Okay.
One's black, one's silver. One's big, one kicks a lot, you know.
I gotcha. So he has, how many handguns do you say he owns?
Oh, gosh. I don't believe that I'll be able to give you an accurate number, but I think 3. 3? Yes. Does
he own any rifles or shotguns? Mm-hmm. Okay. How many rifles or shotguns do you think he owns?
He probably has, and I don't know
what
kind they are.
Knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. But he's probably got about 6 big
long guns.
Long guns, exactly.
Long guns. Okay.
One of them is mine. And I know that's an automatic rifle.
An automatic rifle?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he, and I know when we talked to him, he said I guess he shoots out the pistol club a bunch. Mm-hmm. How often does he go out there and shoot?
Well, I got on the membership for Father's Day last year.
Okay.
And it wasn't until, and he would go maybe once a month. Mm-hmm. And then for my son's birthday, we got him a membership because he was interested in shooting as well. Mm-hmm. And so I went ahead and got one too because I'm like, do something with the boys.
Right.
And so probably I would say right around the time my son and I joined, we probably went twice a month. But I don't believe that he's gone more than once a month.
He's generally once, maybe twice in a month he generally goes.
Yeah, he's not there every weekend kind
of
thing.
Gotcha. When you all go, is there any kind of, do they offer any kind of, is it just stand and shoot at targets kind of thing, or do they offer any kind of training of any kind that you know of?
They offer, I don't know if they offer training, but you have to show them that you know how to handle the gun properly before they'll give you a membership.
Okay, so they won't just let anybody go out on the range until they know you can safely.
Right.
You're not going to shoot other people at the range.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, back to you get in the car.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, when you're getting in the car, do you see the red SUV anywhere?
No.
Okay. Once you went into the store, did you ever see do you remember seeing the red SUV again?
When I went into the store, I was aware that there was a red vehicle parked next to us.
Right, because it had loud music playing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But I just really paid...
Other than that, you wouldn't have even probably noticed it. Did you notice who was in the car?
Not at all.
Didn't you pay attention to it?
No.
Okay. Very normally just walking in the store.
Exactly.
Okay. You get in the car, he pulls out to leave. What's the conversation like in the car?
Well, I asked him, what happened?
Right.
That's what I said. I said, what happened? And he said, I shot at the car. And I'm like, we're moving at this time.
Right.
And I said, what car? And he said, the one with the music. And I said, why? And he said, because they threatened to kill me. And I'm like, I don't understand, Michael. And he just said that he asked them nicely to turn down their music. One of them in the car turned it down. Then somebody in the car said, we don't have to turn our music down for that asshole, or,
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't remember the cuss words that were
used. No, I
used.
know that. You can do the best of your knowledge.
Okay. But and then Michael said, are you talking to me? And he said, and then they threatened they threatened to kill me. They said they were cussing at him. They were exchanging cusses, and
then Michael said he was cussing back at him. When you said exchanging cussing, so they're
Yeah.
cussing back and forth,
Exactly.
is what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of F words were being thrown
Thrown
around.
back and forth.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Michael said, and then they threatened to kill me, and I don't remember the exact words that he used, but it was like that they started, and I'm saying they,
right.
And I don't know if it was they or him.
But that's just how,
Exactly.
That's how he expressed it to you.
Yes, he said they started to advance, and I reacted.
Okay, they started to advance and I reacted.
Mhm.
Okay. When we talked to you the last time, I know you mentioned that he made comment that they said they were going to kick his ass. Is that inaccurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kick his ass, and he was afraid that they were going to advance on him, I think was the term you used. Does that sound?
Yes.
Okay, so all that.
Right.
Okay.
All that.
But they're F-bombing him, he's F-bombing them right back.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's
Is that normal for him to, I mean, when he get into a verbal shouting match
I
with
have
someone?
never, ever seen him exchange. And he is a very passionate guy in stuff that he believes in.
Right.
You get into politics, oh jeez.
Yeah.
But I've never seen him lose his cool. Never seen him lose his cool. Much less lose it to that extent.
Okay. Did he seem, what was his demeanor driving back? I mean, obviously he's been involved in a shooting.
Right.
Is he amped up? Is he, what's his demeanor like?
He was very amped up. I don't know, but you could tell he was nervous.
Was he shaking?
Yeah, he was shaking.
Adrenaline dump.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was more of an adrenaline kind of thing going
Right.
on.
Okay. I mean, which is physiologically normal.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And then I asked him. I said, "Did you hurt anyone?" And he said, "No, I just shot at the car." And in my head, should I be telling you what I was thinking?
Yeah, I think
okay.
you've already told us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, just tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my head I'm thinking, you stupid ass,
Right.
what were you thinking? Why, would you do this? But I could see that he was already upset, and I didn't want to add to that.
Right.
So I kept those thoughts to myself, and I figured I'd just tell him in the morning.
Okay.
And
Is this all in the car? Or
Yes.
Okay, this is all in the car.
And then by then we were back at the hotel.
Okay.
Whoops.
Did you guys discuss anything about the police or anything before getting back to the hotel? Or it was more just...
You know what? We didn't say anything about the police, but there was a police officer across the street,
Mhm.
and I believe it was across the street, but I don't see very well at night, and all I know is that I saw, when we pulled into the gas station,
Right.
I remember seeing police lights
Across the street.
across the street
Uh-huh.
or, further in the parking lot, but it wasn't near where we were.
Right, it
We
was
couldn't
completely
see.
across all the lanes of traffic on the opposite
Is
side.
that where it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But
No, I mean, is that to you, when you're pulling in, does it seem like it's...
I know it's far away.
It's farther
but
away.
I don't know how far away it is.
Okay.
So, but with keeping in mind all the exchanges that had just happened, and knowing that just before I went into the store, there was a police officer across the street, I'm thinking that,
We're going to get stopped.
yeah.
Okay.
And when we get to the hotel, we go straight up to the room. I change, and Mike takes Charlie down to go potty.
So he takes the dog out for a walk.
Right.
Okay.
And
So you get in. The dog's been in a while. So you
Right.
go to change. He says, "I'll take care of the dog. I'll go out and walk him."
Exactly.
To walk him. Okay.
so, and again, I'm expecting any time a police officer.
Knock at the door?
Yeah. So there's on each of the floors in this hotel, they have like a little sitting room
Mm-hmm.
by the elevators. So that's where I plopped myself.
You just sat there.
Yeah, I sat there because I thought, okay, what happened was wrong.
All right.
And if the police officer saw this, he's going to be here, and I've got to prepare myself for this.
Okay.
Okay?
Now Mike's back in the room at this.
No, he's still down with
He's still walking. Okay, he's
Yeah.
still walking. You just get changed and you go sit out.
And I sit down.
Okay.
And then Mike comes up, and, he was like, I said, I just can't believe that this happened, and he's, I know, and that's all really what we said. I know, I
Mhm.
know.
Okay. So you all go back to the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any conversation in the room at that point, or is it just kind of silent tension?
Yeah, silence, and it's not tension, it's
Well, it's
total disbelief.
that 600-pound gorilla in the room
Yeah.
nobody really wants to go and talk about.
Exactly.
Okay. Did you all eat dinner?
Well, they had served dinner at the wedding, but I didn't eat very much.
Right.
And my stomach was like, blah.
Right.
So I thought maybe,
Food would calm it down?
yeah,
Okay.
It really didn't. I didn't
Okay.
eat much.
What did you have?
I had a pizza.
Okay. Do you guys order a
I
pizza?
did.
So you had somebody deliver it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember who you had to deliver? You just call somebody out of the...
I asked the person down at the front desk to ask us.
where a nearby pizza place was, and they recommended somebody to you? Okay.
Do you know if it was Pizza Hut, Papa John's?
No, I think it was more of a, like a single owner store, not
Okay.
like a chain.
I think there's a couple over there.
Okay, that's fine. And you paid for it? You remember?
No, Michael went down and,
Michael went
and
down,
got it.
They met him at the counter?
Yeah, because
They
you have to have a key.
Oh, to get in the elevator?
Yeah.
Okay, did the pizza guy call you to let you know he was there? Do you remember that, or did the front desk call you to let you know he was there?
No, the pizza guy called.
He calls to say, hey, I'm downstairs, can you come get it? Okay. So he just goes down, gets the pizza, comes back, and then you say not a lot of conversation going on at that point.
There's absolutely no conversation
Okay,
going on.
and then you guys just go to bed, or try to go to bed?
Like I said, I tried to eat, I couldn't, and I was just exhausted, and yes, I went to sleep.
Went to sleep. Okay. You know about what time you think that was that you finally went to sleep? No idea. Okay. Were you guys in the room a little while? I mean, it seemed like you were there. You got your pizza. Did you put TV on? Did you?
The TV was on. Yeah.
Just kind of something to have on. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you guys watching the news at all, or no?
No, it was a movie.
Okay.
Did you rent a movie or
No.
something, or just watching a movie on
Yeah,
HBO or
on
something?
TV, yeah.
Okay. So you remember what time you woke up in the morning?
It was early, probably around maybe 7.
Okay. Is the sun up?
Yes.
Okay, sun's up?
Mhm.
Okay. So you get up. Is Mike still sleeping, or is he up?
He is. He's in the bathroom.
He's in the bathroom. Okay. Just kind of walk me through kind of how the morning plays out.
Okay. So I got up and I start getting dressed, and the news is on, and that's when.
Did you intentionally turn it on, or
No,
it
the
just
TV was
happened to
already
be on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the TV was on all night.
Okay. Okay.
It's not uncommon that we fall asleep with the television.
Okay.
So, that's when I see the news report, and I see the red SUV. Now, mind you, I had no idea what kind of vehicle they were in, but I knew it was red. And so I see the red SUV being towed, and all I hear are shooting, convenience store, loud music, and then I don't know if they said a person was dead or just one dead, and I said Mike, and I turned around and he was standing in the doorway of the bathroom, and he said, yes, I saw. And
that was...
And then I said, we need to go home, because I said, because right now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be arrested too, because I left the scene of a crime.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, we need to get home, we need to get Charlie settled, and then we can go and we can talk to the Satellite Beach police. I said, but we need to go. We need to get Charlie taken care of.
Okay.
And so we packed up and we came home.
Okay, so you get your car and drive home.
Yes.
Do you stop at all coming home?
No.
Okay, so you drive straight to the house.
Straight to the house.
What's kind of how does that all play out?
He just kept telling me that he loved me.
The whole drive down?
Yeah.
Were you guys really talking about it at all?
No, we were listening to the radio, and then he would, turn it down and just say, I love you, and I know,
Okay.
but I'm dumbfounded.
Right. It's okay. Take your time. Take a minute.
And it was just it was a horrible trip home.
Right.
And so, no, I didn't want to hear anything. And, so I was just get us home.
Right.
Get us home.
Okay. So you get home, pull the car in, guys are going inside.
I take Charlie out of his crate, because he's in his crate in the back seat, and then I go take him outside to go potty, and Mike brings the crate in. And then when I walked back in the house is when I got the call from you.
Okay, or he answered.
He answered because my phone rang, and I looked at it, and I said, it's a 904 area code, and he said, oh, maybe it's, so I handed the phone to him, thinking
it was me on the other line.
And it was you, because I heard Jacksonville detective, and then we don't get good cell reception in the house, so Michael walked out back.
So you get cell service.
Yeah.
Okay. And after the conversation, he gets done with the conversation, what does he come back and say to you?
Well, I heard him tell you that he would rather bring himself in, and he said he'll be out the door in 5 minutes. And we have a neighbor, his name is, and him and Mike are really good friends. So Michael said, I'm going to talk to you to see what's the best way to go about this. Obviously, listening to you would have been the best way, but we've already made so many mistakes. So he goes over, and he's talking to, and I'm in the house, like, pacing. You need to get your butt going, you know? So that's what I said. I went over there, and I said, Mike, you need to get going. And then I was on the phone with the local police department, the sheriff's department. And then somebody called from the sheriff's department, called my cell phone again, asking for Michael, and Michael said, I'll be right out. They told him to come out with his shirt off. Okay, they told him to come out with his shirt off. Okay, and so he steps out, and there's deputies there to take him into custody at that point. Okay. And did they say anything to you at that time, or they just tell you to kind of... They told me to... Stand by. Stand by, exactly. Okay. The person, and I don't know the officer's name, but he told me, you know, they put Michael in the car, and he said, you just need to hang out here. I don't know if I have to bring you in as well. Right. And so that's what I did. I sat tight until you guys came. Okay.
Can I just ask a couple of follow-up questions?
Sure.
If you don't mind. Would you describe him, I know you said when you guys pulled up he was like, oh, I hate that thug music. Was he angry, like the way he said it, or what was his tone?
It was just like, you know, just like, not exasperated, but just, I hate that thug music, you know. But the tone in the car with us was really good.
Before you got there. Right.
Even, you know, pulling up, you know, and he wasn't angry at all. It was good stuff going on in that car.
Okay. In the time that you and Mike have been together, have you ever known him to become pretty hot-headed about things? Have you ever lost his temper?
He, let's see, lose his temper. No, not like lose his temper, but he gets very passionate about things, and you know he can talk a subject to death, and you know he'll raise his voice.
What are some of the things that get him passionate?
Well, politics.
Politics.
Gun control. Not really too much more than that. And he's very passionate about his work, and you know he knows what he's doing, and he really, you know, doesn't like dealing with people that he thinks don't know what they're doing.
Gotcha.
What does he do exactly?
He's a computer software engineer, and he wrote the software for his parents' company. He also is working on a project for Hewlett-Packard as well as Xerox.
Okay. It basically designs computer programs for their businesses and whatnot. Okay.
Does he keep any other guns in the car, or just the one in the glove box?
Just the one in the glove box.
Okay, and do you know how long it's been in there? For years and years?
As long as I've known Michael, and I'm sure longer than that.
And do you know if it's always in his holster, or how does he keep it in the glove box?
Yes, he is very, as far as gun handling, there is a specific way that you have to do it, and there's, I guess, it's a 3-step rule, where you have to have it holstered, in the glove compartment, I believe is 1 step, holstered, and nothing can be in the chamber, and safety on, that's it.
Okay.
After the shooting,
Mhm.
you guys leave the gas station en route to the hotel.
Mhm.
Does he ever describe to you any type of guns that the guys in the truck had at him?
No,
Does he ever mention to you that anybody in the truck had a gun?
no, he did not.
He just said they threatened to kill him.
They threatened to kill
and
him,
then they made motions to
advance towards him.
whatever that is. He
It would've-
didn't elaborate on what that
He
motion was.
he wasn't specific. He
Mhm.
just said, that they were, they were either coming at him or they were advancing towards him. I don't remember the words that,
Okay.
My ears were ringing at this time.
Oh, okay.
So,
I understand.
I've not been in this before.
But he never, I just want to make sure we're clear, he never describes a gun that anyone in the truck has at him,
No, he
Or
didn't.
any other weapon?
or any other weapon in the truck.
He didn't indicate that there was a weapon, no.
Did he ever say anything? I know he said that they were advancing towards him. Did he say anything about them getting out of the car or anything like that? Or he just left it at they were advancing?
They were advancing, but from what I understood, by what he was saying to me was that they were starting to get out of the car.
Did he actually say that, or was that just
I
your
don't know.
interpretation of what he said?
I don't know.
That's okay.
Just remember to the
Yeah, no,
best
that's
you
okay.
can.
Don't apologize. We're just...
We try to clarify because sometimes
Yeah.
you may know an answer, but until you hear the question, you may not
Right.
be able to think of it. So
Yeah.
if you can't remember specifics, that's fine.
Right. I would have to assume that they were, because how could they advance towards him without getting out of the car?
Right.
You know
That's
what
the
I
only way to come at him is advance.
Exactly.
But all you remember him saying was that they were advancing.
That's correct.
Okay. And just so because I know I tried to write down quickly, but this part, just about, you get back in the car and you ask him what happened,
Right.
And he then says, I shot at the car. You said, what car? He said, the one with the music. And then that's when you said, why?
Yes.
And he said, they threatened. And did he first say they threatened to kill me, or is that
Yes.
when he said they threatened to kick my ass?
No, he said they threatened to kill me. Oh! He also said, that he didn't say that.
He didn't say that first?
No, he said, I feared for my life, is what he said first.
Okay.
I feared for my life. And then I said, why? What, why? And he said, they threatened to kill me.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
he said that quite a bit that
I
night.
fear for my life.
I was fearing for my life. I was fearing for my life.
Okay.
And that's when then he said that he asked them to turn on the music, and first they did, then they turned it back up, and then that's when the F-bombs were going back and forth.
Yes.
And that's when then Michael said, you talking to me?
Right.
And then he said they started to advance, and I reacted.
Mhm.
What other type of music does he have a problem with?
Actually, I mean, he doesn't really have a problem with any other kind of music. I mean, he doesn't like rap. He would rather not listen to country,
What
But
music
Is
does
it
he
the
like?
bass that drives him crazy?
I believe so. I believe it was just the loud bass.
The bass, because
Yeah.
that's what everybody's car vibrates to when you're
Exactly.
too close to one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you remember if you guys could hear the lyrics or just the bass?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I know one other question. When you all pull up, do you guys have your windows up?
Yes.
Okay. So when you got out of the car, he still had his window up as far as you remember.
As far as I know,
Okay.
it was up.
Did you notice if anybody in the SUVs windows were up or down?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I just paid no
Yeah,
mind
and
to the
it-
car at all.
Right. And one of those, I just have to ask the question.
Right.
I would have gotten out of the car and done the same thing. Would have paid attention to it.
Yep. I wouldn't even know where the music was coming from.
Do you remember saying, like Michael, what'd you do, or what have you done? Anything like that?
No.
So just in the store, you turn around and you're like, I know him.
Yeah.
And then when you're coming out of the store, do you remember what you said? Did you say anything to him that you remember?
As I was coming out of the store?
Right.
No.
Nothing.
And just keep in mind, at the time, I had no idea where the problem was.
Right. So you don't know he's directly involved.
Exactly.
So you just know that's him.
Yeah.
What's the...
What's going on? Does he have a gun? If he has a gun, then there's no problem because he's the one with the gun. But there was somebody else with a gun. So when
Right.
he just told me to get into the car,
Right.
I had no idea what the situation was. So I got in the car.
Where was the gun when you got in the car?
He was, as I was getting into the car, he was putting it in the glove box.
Now, when you were at the cash register,
Mhm.
and you and the cashier heard the first, what we would call the first volley of shots,
Mhm.
and you guys didn't know what it was.
Right.
And then when you guys heard the second volley,
Mhm.
the cashier says he has a gun.
Right.
Did you ever look to see who she was
I
talking
did.
about?
I turned around, and that's when I saw Michael, like, leaning out of the, or like
Just
facing
leaning
out of the car.
But
Yeah.
you couldn't see a gun in his hand.
I did not see a gun in his hand.
So
no.
it would have been walk out there while somebody was shooting and not know who was shooting?
No, but when she said he's got a gun, I was walking towards the door because I didn't know I didn't know who she was referring to, but I could see Michael, and if he had a gun, it was okay.
Right.
He's,
Because you know him.
Exactly.
He's not a threat.
Exactly. So that's when I go to the door to see what's going on.
Okay.
And, you know, would I normally hide behind the cashier? I don't know what,
Right.
you know, but I wasn't feeling threatened.
Because Michael was out there, he also had a gun to protect you.
If
It would
yeah,
be like,
came to
well,
that.
exactly.
yeah, it would be like one of us leaving our spouse in the car and they know that we're going to
Right.
protect them. Okay. But you did see him putting the gun back in the glove box when
Yes.
you got there?
Yes.
Okay.
Did he ever? Why would you? This might, because I know you didn't talk about it, but why do you think he didn't call police at that point? What was it about?
I don't know what he was thinking.
Right.
But what I was thinking was, a stupid thing had been done. They drove off,
Mhm.
probably scared to death.
Mhm.
We were driving off, scared as well.
Mhm.
This will be chalked up to just a really stupid thing being done. And that was that.
Okay. But he didn't think. I mean, and even along the line. I'm just trying to understand his thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Even along the lines of, I don't think anybody's hurt.
Right.
But the fact that he's just been involved in discharging his firearm at another vehicle,
Right.
that in and of itself would be enough to say, I'm just trying to understand why he wouldn't at least call and say, hey, look, I was shot in this car,
Right.
my bad,
Right.
Glad nobody's hurt. I'm just kind of trying to understand the reasoning. I mean, you know him better than obviously I do. What would be his reasoning for not wanting to just call us and say, hey, look, this is what happened?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to get an idea where his thought process would have been.
Right.
If you, and to your best of knowledge, because you know him,
Right.
was it simply just the fact of he just figured, my bad, but, I mean, is it kind of one of those where he's waiting to see if we come knock on his door?
I would have to assume so.
Because maybe if we get up the next day and we haven't, because you're sitting there waiting for us, and then you're sitting there waiting for us, and you're sitting there, well, it's been 4 or 5 hours now, they haven't come.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can just go home tomorrow and we can forget about it and move on with our lives.
Exactly.
Okay.
Michael said something in the interview that was kind of, he made a comment that you guys went back to the room and he was basically waiting on some thugs with guns to come to the room at any given time. When you guys got back to the hotel, did he take the gun out of the glove box and take it up to the room with you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you left it in the car.
I do believe so.
Okay. And then you go up to the room and he gets the dog and goes outside and walks the dog.
So he's so comfortable that even he'll go back outside and walk again without the gun with the dog.
I would have to assume so, yes.
Okay. One other question about the police part. Friday night, you guys think that it's just a truck shot up, nobody's hurt.
Correct.
So no one called the police Friday night because at this point you have no idea that anybody's hurt.
Right.
Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, you get up and you guys are getting dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear now that someone is dead from it.
Right.
Why does the police still doesn't give a phone call?
That was my fault, because my whole thought process, as soon as I heard this, the first thing that popped into my head was, we need to get home. We need to get Charlie taken care of, and we take care of Charlie, and then we can take care of the situation. Before this came on, we were talking about, well, actually, we weren't talking. I was thinking St. Augustine, okay? So I have St. Augustine in my head. And so when this happens, the first thing that popped into my head was, we need to go home. We need to get Charlie taken care of, and then we can go talk to the police.
And when you say go talk to the police, were you going to get Charlie taken care of and come back to Jacksonville since that's where it happened?
No,
or?
what I thought would happen was that if we went to talk to the Satellite Beach people, that they would tell us, well, not tell us to go all by ourselves to Jacksonville. I had a feeling that they'd bring us back to Jacksonville.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to just take a quick break,
Okay.
and then we'll come back, finish up. It'll be brief, and then we'll get you out of here.
Okay.
Okay. You good with the water, or you need more?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Everything's going okay?
You're fine.
You're fine. You're fine.
You are not in any trouble. Okay?
Okay.
Sorry. This is back up. They're having problems with this.
Okay, we're just going to take a sworn statement of you, just the same questions we just asked you, so if you could just raise your right hand. Oh, that's your left hand. It's okay.
It's okay.
Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
And do you understand this is the same oath that you would take if you were in a courtroom today in front of a judge?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Miss, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Okay, and has anyone threatened or forced you to come in here other than the subpoena you were given?
No.
And Miss, you understand that you've taken an oath and you've sworn to tell the truth, and that should you lie under oath, you would be subjecting yourself to the charge of perjury, which is a third-degree felony?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, some questions about what happened this past Friday night.
Okay.
And Miss, my understanding is that you have been in a relationship with Michael Dunn for approximately 3.5 years that you've known him?
Yes.
And that you've actually been living with him for the past 2.5 years?
Yes.
And Michael has, or excuse me, you guys have no kids in common?
No.
And that Michael has 3 children of his own?
Yes.
Okay, and then you have a son as well?
And a daughter.
And a daughter, okay. And that you actually went up to Jacksonville Thursday evening, so that would have been Thanksgiving?
Correct.
And you guys decided to come up on Thursday evening because you had your dog with you?
Correct.
And needed to check into the hotel early?
Correct.
And you and Michael stayed then at the Sheridan
Correct.
in Jacksonville, and you checked in Thursday night?
Correct.
Spent Thursday night there, and that the wedding then was the following Friday?
Correct.
That Friday morning, you and Michael woke up and went to breakfast and had a normal day?
Correct.
And that the wedding started at 4 and it was at Orange Park?
Correct.
And that was in some house on the river somewhere?
Yes.
And you can't remember the name of it at this point in time. When you all got to the wedding, you had a glass of wine and 2 rum and cokes?
2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And that Mike had approximately 3 drinks?
Correct.
And those were rum and cokes as well?
Yes.
And that around 7 o'clock, you and Mike decided to leave the wedding?
Correct.
And that was before the reception was over?
Correct.
And Mike was in a fine mood. You guys had had a good time at the wedding?
Yes.
And when you left, Mike was in good spirits when you left the wedding?
Yes, he was.
And you were not concerned to get in the car with him or anything like that because of his drinking?
No, not at all.
Now, on your way back to the Sheridan, you guys decided to stop at the Gate gas station?
Correct.
And that's at the corner of Southside and Bay Meadows on your way back to the Sheridan?
On our way back to the Sheridan, yes.
Okay. And when you got to the gas station, were you the one who got out of the car to get some wine and chips before heading back to the hotel?
Yes.
And was this planned that you were the one getting out, or it just so happened that you got out?
It was assumed that I would be the one getting out.
Okay. Now, when you pulled up in front of the gas station, you noticed a red SUV next to you that was playing music rather loudly?
I noticed a red vehicle. I didn't know it was an SUV.
Okay. And the music they were playing was the loud bass that you could, like rap music?
Correct.
And when you pulled up next to that red SUV?
Yes.
Or the red vehicle, and you remember Mike saying, "Ugh, I hate that thug music"?
Yes.
And when you pulled into that vehicle spot, the windows were up in your vehicle?
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. And after Mike said, "Ugh, I hate that thug music," you said, "Yes, I know"?
Correct.
And is this something that you know that Mike hates, this type of music?
Yes.
And does he often complain about it?
Only if it's loud. He'll make a comment.
Okay. Once you guys parked, did you ask him if you wanted anything from the store? And
Yes.
then he gave you some money?
Correct.
Okay, and then you got out of the vehicle and went inside?
Correct.
Now, when you were inside the store, you got the wine and you got your chips, and then we're at the cash register in the middle of the store paying with your back to the parking lot?
Correct.
And while you were in the store, you didn't hear any arguments, didn't hear any of the verbal altercation going on outside?
No, I didn't.
Okay, and then while you were inside paying, you heard gunshots?
Correct.
And when you heard the gunshots, you asked the cashier what was that?
Correct.
And the cashier responded to you that she didn't know what it was?
Correct.
And at that point in time, then, did you hear a second volley of gunshots?
Yes.
And when you heard the second volley of gunshots, the cashier said, "Oh, it's the guy's got a gun"?
That's correct.
And is that then when you turned around?
Correct.
And you left your wine and money on the counter?
Kept correct.
When you turned around, you could see your car, Mike's car, directly in front of you?
Correct.
And the driver's side door was open?
Correct.
And Mike was still, from what you could tell, seated inside the driver's side of the car, but he was turned facing where the red vehicle had been?
Correct.
And when you turned around, you never saw Mike with an actual gun, though, when you turned
No.
around? And you immediately started walking towards the front door?
Correct.
And the cashier said again that he has a gun?
Correct.
And is that then when you said, oh, it's Mike?
I don't know exactly if I said it's Mike or he's with me, but I was just trying to reassure her that it was okay.
Okay. Something along the lines of, don't worry, it's Michael.
Exactly.
Something like that. Okay,
Yes.
and then you proceeded to walk out front?
I opened the door. I didn't walk out of the store. I opened the door.
Okay. And when you opened the door, Michael then told you, get in the car, get in the car.
Correct.
And Michael sounded urgent when he was ordering you to get in the car?
Correct.
Now, once you got in the car, you didn't see the SUV or the red vehicle anywhere around your vehicle at that point in time. And once you got in the car, you saw Michael putting his gun back into the glove box?
Correct.
Now, about that gun, it's my understanding that that's the gun Michael has had for years?
Correct.
And that as long as you've known him, he's actually kept that gun in his glove box?
Correct.
Okay, and that as long as you've known him, he's also kept it with the safety in the holster the way it should be?
Correct.
And it's my understanding that you don't know Michael to have had any other guns in his car that night?
Correct.
Now, once you get in the car, you immediately asked him what had happened?
Yes.
Okay, and the first thing Mike tells you is, I shot at the car.
I shot at the car.
And then you said, what car?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, the one playing the loud music?
Correct.
And then you said, why? And he told you they had threatened to kill him?
That's correct. He said, I feared for my life. I said, why? And he said, they threatened to kill me.
Okay. And then he also told you that at some point they were advancing
Correct.
to him, but he didn't elaborate on what advancing meant.
Exactly.
Okay. So he never told you they were actually getting out of the car?
No.
Okay.
I just had assumed that.
Okay. And Michael also never told you that any of them had a weapon or shotgun, or that he saw a weapon or shotgun of any kind?
No.
But Michael did tell you that they had gotten into an argument about the loud music?
Yes.
And that he had asked them to turn it down?
Correct.
And that one of them actually had turned the music down?
Correct.
And then one of them turned it back up?
Correct.
And they got into an argument at that point in time?
Correct.
Now, when you got in the car, Michael was very nervous and he was shaking?
He was
Was that his
very
demeanor?
nervous, yes.
Okay. Like he had a lot of adrenaline going?
Exactly.
Once you got into the car, you all left the gas station?
Correct.
And you went directly back to the Sheridan?
Correct.
And once you got back at the Sheridan, you both went up to the room?
Correct.
And you changed clothes and then sat out in the sitting room on the hotel floor?
Correct.
And while Mike took the dog out for a walk, right? And it's my understanding that, to your knowledge, Mike didn't have any sort of weapon or gun on him at that point in time?
I believe that it was still in the car.
That one gun was still in the car?
Correct.
Okay, and Mike didn't have any other gun on him?
No, he doesn't normally carry.
Okay. Now, after Mike walked the dog, you all were back in the room when you decided to order a pizza?
Yes.
Okay, and you called the front desk and they ordered a pizza for you?
They gave me the information,
Okay.
and we called it ourselves.
Okay, and so it was a delivery pizza?
Correct.
And when the delivery pizza guy got there, then Mike actually went downstairs and met with the pizza man downstairs,
Correct.
and then came back up and brought the pizza back upstairs to you all?
Correct.
And at this point in time, you all were not having a conversation about what had happened?
No. We weren't speaking at all.
Okay.
I was upset.
Okay. And then, Ms. Rouer, that night you went to sleep?
Yes.
Okay, with the TV on, watching a movie?
Yes.
Something of the sort. And then Saturday morning, you woke up roughly around 7 a.m.?
Yeah, it was around 7. I'm pretty sure it was around 7.
And at that point in time, you still didn't know that anyone had been injured from Friday night? And it's my understanding that Mike didn't know either?
Correct.
But that morning around 7 a.m., the news came on?
That's correct.
And when the news came on, there was a story then about the shooting that happened at the convenience store?
Correct.
And you saw that, and saw that someone had actually been killed?
Right.
And is that when you saw Mike in the bathroom and confronted Mike about it?
Yes.
Okay, and you said, Mike, and Mike just responded, yes, I know?
Yes, he said, yes, I saw it.
Okay, yes, I saw it. And at that point in time, then you said to Mike, we need to go home?
We need to get
And that's
home.
back.
Correct.
And you wanted to get back in order to settle, I guess, your dog Charlie back?
Yes. And, just like get him settled, maybe, leave him with the neighbors. I was under the assumption that I was going to be arrested as well. And so I just wanted to make sure that he was taken care of.
Okay. So you all leave Jacksonville around 8 in the morning?
Yes.
Roughly, and then drove straight back to your house?
It was straight back, yes. And I'm just not 100% about the times at all.
And on the way home, that drive, because I know it's like a 2-hour drive or so,
yeah.
Mike just kept telling you over and over again that he loved you?
Yes.
And he didn't talk about the case at all?
He didn't say anything.
Or about what happened?
No, he didn't say anything.
He didn't mention any of them having a gun or anything like that on that drive home?
No.
Now, once you got home, you took the dog out?
I did.
Is that correct? And Mike then took the crate inside the house?
Mm-hmm.
And once you guys were back at the house, is that when you first got a call from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, we hadn't been home long at all.
And eventually Mike went to your neighbor's house, and that house is where then was talking to the local sheriff's department.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, then the local sheriff's department got in contact with Mike and told him to come outside with his shirt off.
That's correct.
And then he was taken into custody.
Yes.
Now, I know you stated that Mike gets very passionate about things,
Mm-hmm.
and that you said the two things he really gets passionate about are gun control and politics,
That's correct.
and that's when he raises his voice?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I've known Michael for 2.5 years. Have we had arguments? Yes. We're a normal couple, and when I get angry, I get loud, and then, but I have never witnessed him this way, that angry, that he would be like that. So I'm not saying, he's a pussycat and, never gets upset about anything, but he is basically an easygoing guy.
Anything else? Okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just want to say,
Sure.
just a second.
Go right ahead.
Okay. I don't want it to come across as we weren't upset that Friday night,
Mhm.
because, all I can see is, they were so upset they ordered a pizza, and watched a movie. And it wasn't like that, okay? I hadn't eaten that much at the wedding. My stomach was in knots. I thought if I ate something then I'd feel better.
Mhm.
I tried. I couldn't. And I just went to bed. So, I don't want you to think that there was no, that we were just like, it's just another Friday night. It wasn't anything like that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, give us just a moment, and we'll wrap up here.
Okay. You want me to stay here?
Yeah, just stay right here for a minute. You good with the water, or you need more?
No, I'm good.
Okay.